Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Maslany in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
He's a beast. He's a savage.
excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
That's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. It's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a bit.
Great technique. He's
It's 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Rule number one, don't go against the grain. Rule number two, give respect where respect due. Rule number three, if you get knocked, play games to say names. 4, 5 will tear you out the frame. It's like the rich get richer, and the poor don't get a fucking thing. For me, nothing changed, but the things my money bring. My style will leave you aggy like them cats in jail. Two people's got plenty money, acting like they ain't got bail. I feel for you niggas, get shot while I'm saying this rhyme. And niggas in the mess hall, getting chopped on chow line. My old timer school me said, don't burn bridges, my friend. Imagine a G-Dub closing, your ass gotta swim. I watched a fifth melt a nigga on the sidewalk in New York. Me and Shorty stood from afar and had a talk. He said, I told him if he came around, I'd clap him. I gave him my word. Look at his hand, it's still shaking. He had a lot of nerve.
If it wasn't for the flow, I'd probably have to double back, bubble crack. If it wasn't for the flow, I'd probably have to double back, bubble crack. Bubble crack.
What up? Zach's Corner Pod Kizzle, episode 20 Fizzle. We're just back in the lab, grinding it out, doing it up. That was that was an old one, 50 Cent. I'm a Hustler. That was a classic from back in the day that I always liked. So if you're looking for that, go check it out. Last week I played a little Nipsey Hussle. This time we're going old school 50 Cent. And you know what? The kids out there today that are listening to hip hop and rap, it's just not the same. So I went through a couple of phases of music, which I think most people nowadays will never understand. Like the kids coming up, they'll never understand. So when I was a kid, it was tapes, just cassette tapes. And the cool thing about cassette tapes is, if you wanted to hear an artist or you wanted to hear a band, you had to go out and get that tape. And then kids at the park, where I used to go to a park called 26th Street Park, kids at the park would bring boom boxes down there, or my dad called them ghetto blasters. But we would other kids would take a boom box down. They'd either plug it in at one of the plugs, or they come down there with batteries, rolling with it on their bicycle, and we'd listen to tapes. That was the first rap tape I ever heard might have been Busta Rhymes' Woo Ha. I heard other rap songs and hip hop before, but I didn't really know, I didn't have any of the tapes or anything like that. But that was the first one that I saw a kid pop in when I was down at the park, and it was, hoo-ha, I got you all in check. When I step up in the place, I step correct. Hoo-ha. Remember that one? That was a Busta Rhymes jaunt. And then I'm pretty sure that was one of the first ones I heard tape-wise. But I know dudes, had Beastie Boys and all types of stuff. And, tapes were small, and they had all these different holders for tapes. So, like, people would have hundreds of tapes, cassette tapes, and they would have, like, cool displays for them. It was like a part of your house. You wanted to have all your tapes on display, so when people came over, they were like, damn, look at all these tapes. Like, I knew a guy, I'm jumping ahead, but I knew a guy who had CDs, and when you went to his house, he just started collecting CDs. He had it was wall-to-wall CDs. It was a friend of my uncle's, Fat Bill. Everyone called him Fat Bill or Big Bill. He's recently passed away, but I'm pretty sure everyone called him Fat Bill. But anyways, my uncle worked with him, and we had to watch his little apartment in Northampton once, and I remember he had every CD imaginable, and in box sets and all types of shit like that. But going back to tapes, so with the cassette tapes, because they fit in real cool. Like my brother had a couple. My one stepbrother, he had like shoe boxes full of tapes, and they were expensive. But the thing is, after a while, like you wanted to, so they came up then, so we just had regular boom boxes. Then eventually they came out with dual tape decks, right? So you had 2 tape decks. So you could go tape to tape. You could record one tape to another tape. Very interesting, right? Then you could also go on and record from the radio eventually. So like I'd be listening to like a top 20 countdown or top 10 countdown, and I would just have the tape ready, and you'd have to press record and play at the same time. And I have 2 fingers on it just waiting for that song to come up, and whatever it was, I'd push it in, and you'd get it. You'd record it, and then you'd have to stop it at the end. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Like you could just record mad stuff. So I just started recording tapes. So like just like how now it's like with moves, like I'd start recording tapes and just having as many tapes as possible. Then you'd have the A and the B side, and then you'd have the every car had a cassette tape deck. So you'd go in there. And I remember for Christmas one time, or maybe it was my birthday, I got like a really cool tape deck, which was dope. And then eventually CDs came out. Now I remember when CDs came out, no one had any idea like they were going to get that popular. You know, they just thought, oh, those are super expensive. They'll always be really expensive. And, you know, a brand new CD would be like 20 something at the wall or at the compact disc center. At the mall, and they were super expensive. And you were like, shit, if I wanted to get 3 new albums, I was like, damn, I'm not paying $60-$70 back in the day. That's a lot of money. So but then eventually it got to the point where like you could just buy blank discs for like $1 or some shit. Like it was like 50 for like $29 or something. I don't even know how much they are right now. I have never looked. I should look when I go to Blockbuster, when I go to Best Buy next. But yeah, dude, it was weird. But speaking of Blockbuster, they sold you know, just like video tapes, they sold, they sold those, were expensive, and then they eventually had to go and go, I wonder what happened to all those fucking tapes. What happened to all those tapes at Blockbuster? What happened to all the tapes, the old cassette tapes? Like there were probably, how many of them roaming around the United States? And now you just don't have anymore. Like I might have in my collection, where the hell happened to all my tapes? I might have like 5 tapes left, and you know me, I save everything, and I probably lost all my tapes. Same thing with CDs and all the recordings, like when you started burning discs, and when my buddy Tim got LimeWire and all that shit. First, there was none of that, and you didn't know how to see. Computers couldn't burn discs. Like all you had was a player that would play the CD. And then eventually, like the thing was with the cars, you had to have like, I had a 10 disc changer, and you had to keep changing fucking discs. That was so annoying. You'd have big, huge cases full of CDs, like 4 in a row, like pop, 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 and you just have so many of them just paging through. And then if you left your car open, woo, thieves in the night would steal your whole CD collection, hundreds of dollars. You'd be furious. You probably want to just crawl into a hole and bury yourself at that point, because oh man, like just losing all those CDs at once. I know kids used to do it at school, so I would always I would take my CD thing out and I'd put it in my trunk. So that way, like no one, I mean, not that someone couldn't just open up my car and then pop the trunk, but I would always put it in my trunk to hide it. And yeah, so then eventually my boy Tim figured out how he was like one of the original computer guys. He owns his own IT company now, and he's making a lot of money doing that. So that's awesome. But he was the original guy to figure out, in my area anyways, figured out how to burn discs. And from there, we would just burn everyone. We would just copy them. So you'd get a new album and you'd copy like fucking 50 of them and give them out. And he would sell them. He'd sell them for, $10 or whatever. So it'd always be cheaper than when you get in the thing, but you just get the burnt copy, but you wouldn't get the inside of the CD, the case and whatever the CD looked like. But at that point, who gave a shit? You're not looking at the CD when it's playing. And the books were cool. Like originally, like you'd get cool books with them and stuff. But that, that's not really the importance of the thing. The thing was to play the music, especially if you're going to get CD off your boy for $5, giving you the homie discount, then there you go. So, but then also too, once he figured out how to copy them first. And then I remember I used to go to, this is what kids will never know about, is like finding out about new music. So there were websites to go to, Shady Bass, .com or .net or whatever it was one of them. You'd go on there and you would just see what new songs are coming out or new songs that are like just not going to be on an album, and there were tons of them. And you would have to go on the website and then you'd have to listen to it there, and then you could eventually download the songs, but they would only play on your computer, right? And then Tim figured out how to burn them. I would also go to places and pick up a mixtape. Like, kids will never know about this. Like, I drive in Allentown. There was a place called Underground Set too back in the day off Hamilton, and we would go there and just pick up like 3 for $20, 3 mixtapes. They were burnt. They would burn the mixtapes and then they would sell them for, like I said, $10 a piece or 3 for $20 or some shit like that. And man, that was dope. You pop that piece in a car, whether it was Green Lantern, DJ Green Lantern, or like the new DJ Clue. You pop that in your shit and you'd be like, oh damn, like no one's ever heard this shit before. You knew that nobody else had it yet. Like there was only like, because they came out on Tuesdays or whatever, and I'd go at lunch too, skip school, go at lunch and pick up a few mixtapes. And it was like, man, it was just so cool to be able to pump those in and then just get like a grip of new music, new songs, and it'd be epic. Then obviously there was LimeWire. Napster was the first one. My dad used to get so pissed. He would be furious at me, like, what the hell are you doing? You're going back and you're just freaking, downloading viruses. That's what he would always say. You're downloaded viruses. You're downloaded viruses. And we probably were downloading viruses, but it took forever. It took like hours to download one song. So I would just throw it on. I would just throw it on at night and just let it rock, and then wake up in the morning, and then some of them would go through, and then some of them wouldn't go through, and then it would be like, my dad would catch it in the middle of the night because he'd see the little green light on. He'd be like, "What the hell is this?" But yeah, they'd always be freaking out. He'd always be freaking out about that. I don't think we ever downloaded a. I don't think we ever did download any viruses. Maybe we did though. I don't know, but let me pull this up real quick. Do you guys remember this one? I don't know if you guys remember this. The Green Lantern Eminem Invasion Part 1.
This is an invasion. I repeat, you motherfuckers are being invaded. Shady Records.
Oh shit!
Aftermath.
They dissed everybody on this shit.
2003.
Benzino, freaking Ja Reezy,
Motherfucking movie theaters ain't shit you can do without it. Eminem.
50 Cent right now. They had everybody.
50 Cent.
G-Unit. God's plan. I'm a soldier. Yeah, so one more time. That was Exhibit. He got rich, right? But yeah, pretty much they would just play like, you heard what was going on with that. Like, listen to that. It must be too real to touch. Green Lantern is just a DJ, right? That would mix all this shit up.
For you slow motherfuckers, I'ma break it down illa.
Damn! Let's bring back memories. They used to me. All right, I'm probably gonna get pulled from YouTube or something like that, but because I do put this on YouTube. But so what? I want to play these songs, and they're old mixtape songs. So if DJ Green Lantern gets pissed that I'm playing these, then you know what? I'm sorry for you, Green Lantern, but I'm playing these songs, so maybe more people will get into it. These are probably not on Spotify. See, that's the new thing. There's Spotify, there's Apple Music, there's freaking Pandora, there's we find that me and JM find a lot of songs on SoundCloud, shit that you wouldn't normally get. But now I don't even know where to look. I don't even know how to search. Like, where is the spot? If you guys know, and I know some guys out there like Deacon and Ross and dudes, some of my friends and guys online will know that I like hip hop, and they'll be like, dude, you gotta listen to this, you gotta listen to that. So like some, I know I've asked for lists and then I've totally forgot about them, but if you guys know, just send them to me in Messenger or something. I'll save it. I'd like to know some of the up and coming hip hop artists out there, and the up and coming rap artists, because like Tekashi 6ix9ine and fucking Little Uzi Vert and guy with the red hair and dude with the pink hair and all those guys. I don't know, like I've given them a chance, and like some of the guys are, the songs are okay, but it's just not my style. It's just not my style. So like some people like Gee, some people like no Gee. I don't like a lot of the mumble rappers, and I don't like a lot of the new guys, like the ASAPs or Aesops or whatever. All those guys, they're pretty good. I like them. I like Pusha T. Still like Kanye West. The new Eminem and Logic is good. Logic is dope. Nipsey Hussle was dope. Look into it. Yeah, there's who else? I know I'm missing a lot of dudes, obviously, but like just some of the guys that are the more mainstream guys, I still like them. I still like them, but it's just not as good as like some of the, the music that I listened to back in the day. But I'd like to listen to some of the new guys too. What was I going to say? Interesting. I forget, but I always get good. A lot of people always send me good stuff about it. So anyways, if you don't like hip hop, you're going to hate that first 15 minutes, but that's okay. We're going to move on. Let's go on. I was going to talk about Chris D'Elia. I've been listening to his podcast a lot. He always talks about rap on there too. And he says some of the stuff that's kind of funny. Like anytime the rappers say some like flagrant, stupid shit, me and my cousin Matt would always make fun of it. Or if they say like, oddly, gay stuff, we would be like, what the hell? Like, Birdman, why did you say that? Like, go back and listen to, what is it? Let's see, I'll bring it up. Number One Stunner, right? Remember that song? I don't know. Oh, they got the instrumental up on YouTube? Number One Stunner with lyrics. Oh, shut up, freaking ad. But yeah, the Number One Stunner is, let's see if this is it. Oh, yeah. I don't need your introduction to shit. The album says I got that work. Whoa, what? Damn, Birdman. And the platinum rings. Remember that shit? Oh man, that shit was crazy. The Birdman says some flagrant stuff in there, so go back, listen to it, and see what you think. Hold on.
With my name. Let's go on there. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name.
Let's do it on camera.
Stop playing with my name.
Let's
I ain't
go
gonna
right
say it
on
no
there.
more. Nigga, when my name come up, respect it.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my fucking name. I'll drill y'all. Stop
All
playing with
three
my
of
name.
y'all.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
Dude, the Birdman? How funny is Birdman? He's one of my favorite guys. Not one of my favorite rappers, although he is funny. Like, if you go back and listen to his raps, he's classic. And you got to give the guy credit as a business guy. He was able to figure shit out. He's the freaking Birdman. And he fly in any weather. So, speaking of putting respect on my name, if you guys go back, if you guys don't know, we also do the Finishers podcast. We haven't been able to do that as much, but we got ideas and we're working on being able to put out more episodes of that too. Finishers podcast is the shit. Ross is just really busy and it's tough getting everybody together. Like I said, we all used to live together. That's why I kind of branched out and started this one just to keep things moving along. But the Finishers podcast will be back. We plan on doing one either end of this weekend or this week sometime too. But if you go back and listen to a lot of the original Finishers podcasts when me and JM were really still on the come up and we were purple belts, I think. And maybe I don't even remember what belts we were when we started the podcast. But man, a lot of it is probably just me and JM. And I speak for myself a lot was just me bitching and complaining about things and saying we weren't getting people weren't putting respect on my name or respect on my name like like the Birdman was talking about. People weren't putting respect on our name, but now they are. Oh shit, I kicked the cord out. Hold on. But now they are putting respect on our name, which is really cool. Like we I talked a lot of shit on Flow Grappling. They eventually came through, bit the bullet, and wrote a lot of nice things. High-level training at 10 Planet Bethlehem. People are putting up on Facebook that, guys we have no idea who they are just putting up on Facebook like, oh, 10 Planet Bethlehem is one of the best schools in the world or whatever, and in the country, and they have some of the best competitors, and it's amazing what we're doing out of this little place and in a small little town of Bethlehem, and it is kind of true, not to toot our own horn, but I'm gonna honk. We are doing good and we work hard, and now people are recognizing it, and it's a trip. It really is cool. Like people always believed in us, but like, Eddie donned us, the Don Edge Bra, graced us with the black belts, and he doesn't give out too many of those. And, John Jock always has nice things to say to us, and a lot of competitors, and that's all I think me and JM wanted, was to be able to get some respect, as guys have been doing it for a long time, and have our own opinion, and people respect what we say and stuff like that, and that's what anyone would want. That's not being cocky. That's what I think anyone would want in our industry, is to be respected as an authority, or or respected as a professional, respected as a one of the leaders in the industry. Who wouldn't want that? Like, that's what everybody's working for. But it's just kind of weird when you say it, because it sounds like a douche. But it's still, it's really cool. It's really cool to get for people to put respect on our name. That's dope. And it helps that we've been winning matches and being consistent and constantly going out there and putting ourselves on the line. JM's doing combat jiu-jitsu coming up again, May 26th, the same day as the finishers tournament. So come down to, speaking of the finishers tournament, come down to Pure Mixed Martial Arts, Rockaway, New Jersey, May 26th. Matches start at 11:45. Finishers sub only 9, all female division. The card has Stizact with the best girls on the East Coast, and we got some girls flying in too, which is really cool. So a bunch of girls from Henzo, some 10P girls. We got some freaking girls from GF team, and a bunch of the local schools that a lot of people, on the West Coast, and a lot of people, in the Midwest and other parts of the country don't really know about. So glad to be able to put these ladies on, let them throw down. Shout out to our sponsor for this event, Sick Chick, throwing in some Dizzo for us. Really appreciate that. So that's going to be really exciting. If you can't come down, it's $20 to get in. If you can't come down, just watch on the Show the Art YouTube page, and for free. We're not charging for it. We don't want to charge. We're not on the Fight Pass. We're not on blah blah blah. The whole point is to get these competitors' names out there, and that's kind of part of what we do. We keep it going, and we lose a little bit of money on this one, but we end up making it back when we do the amateur tournament. And listen, guys out there, if you're listening to this, which if you're listening to this, then obviously you're listening to this. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense, but we are going to do the Finishers 10. It's going to be another Finishers weekend, so I'm going to find out what dates, looking for August, September-ish, and it's going to be a huge event. Finishers 10 is going to be monstrous. I don't know what weight. We might just do Saturday is the open event. Saturday night we do 2. Maybe Saturday afternoon we do the open all day, and then we take a little chill pill, and then we come back at night. And then I'm going to be looking for venues for this too. I'm not sure where exactly we're going to do all this, but then we come back at night and we do 2 divisions for cash. And then we come back on Sunday and do 2 more divisions. So maybe we do another women's, maybe one of those divisions is a women's, maybe one of those divisions is I don't know though. Maybe one of them is an absolute, one of them is a 185, one of them is a 155, one of them is a 135, and we just go from there. And then we try to get guys in. We give away as much cash as we can. So sponsors, if you're out there, get your shit together and give us some money. So with EBI going to combat jiu-jitsu, there's a couple of Sapaterio. I'm not sure what they're up to. GGL, they just canceled their event, moving it around. So, the Finishers is one of the only EBI style tournaments that's still 16 people for the win. So look into it, finisherjujitsu.com, support the brand. I'm thinking about throwing up one of those things. I don't know, maybe give me feedback. If I sound like an idiot, tell me. But like the Finishers sub only is pretty much funded by us and funded by you, the people. So if there was any way that I could make more money to help us get some money back or whatever, I should throw up one of those. I was thinking about throwing up one of those Patreons. So that way, if you like the finisher sub only, and if you like that, we give it out for free still. If you want to throw us like $5 or something like that, or if you're some type of baller, and if you want to throw us like, $1,000, and even $1,000 to you wouldn't even make a fucking dent, then that would be awesome, because $1,000 makes a dent. It really does. Like, even all joking aside, $1,000 does make a dent. That a lot of that money would just pay for expenses and to give the people, give the competitors more money. That's probably one of the most important things. So that's what we're looking to do. So if you got dough, let me know. Slide in the DMs, or like I said, I'll throw up that Patreon. Or if you just want to anonymously send me money or send a tournament money, send PayPal to finishersjujitsu@gmail.com. And if you send us $500, we'll put that towards the cash prizes that we give out, and we'll put that towards insurance and expenses and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We even pay for the photography, so that way we get all the pictures, and we can shout out to Juliana Fonseca Photography. She'll be there doing it again. So we even pay for that. The finishers tournament pays for that. Every other tournament, you get like 3 or 2 free ones of you walking out, one of you picking your nose or something. But this one, like, we give all the photos for free. That's an expense that we incur. Like, I just did Fight to Win, and I got like 2-3 free ones, and I had to pay for the rest. Cost me $50. Shout out to Mike Columbus, awesome photographer. He caught some epic shots. But dude, Mike Columbus got to make dough. You know what I mean? Mike Columbus wants to get racks. Mike Columbus wants to, freaking ball out, if you will. He ain't trying to drive a Hyundai. You know what I'm saying? Mike Columbus is trying to get that cash for that ass. Same with Seth Daniels, and that's a smart move by them. So shout out to Seth Daniels. He's the man. Hope he's recovering from all the shit that he's getting done. But, hope to be on more Fight to Wins this year. And I applied for a shitload of them. So hopefully I can come to your town or a town near you and fight you in front of your friends and family, because that's cool to me. I don't know. I like that. I enjoyed being out of my comfort zone and out of my town, because I felt like no one there knew who I was. Maybe like 5 people knew who I was. One guy did come up and say, "Hey, bro, are you the guy from the Grappler's Guide?" I'm like, actually, I am a guy from the Grappler's Guide. Yes. I don't know if he was confusing me for Jason Scully, or he just knew me as a dude who filmed moves for the Grappler's Guide. And also another guy, shout out to Jacob Myers Props. He was trying to have us out for a seminar, but we just couldn't make it at the time. But he was there. He was the only dude, like, when I came out, he was like, "Yeah, Zach!" One guy. And then also I knew Matt Paul. He was there. He competed that night, and he also works for Fight to Win. So that technically doesn't count either. But no one knew me, so it was cool. Like, maybe a couple people might have recognized me from the gram or something like that. But I only got like 5,000 followers. Not like I'm freaking Nick Rodriguez out here with like 7 billion followers, or whoever has 1 million followers. And like I said, I only got like 5,000 something, but I'm getting known around the community. I was on the I'm going to be on the My MMA Marijuana Chronicles again. That's a podcast none of you guys have probably ever heard of, but check that out. It's where my friend Adam Chris, just a former colleague of mine, we worked together doing a couple shows commentating, and he's doing his own podcast also, which is all about athletes and professional fighters and jiu-jitsu players that smoke weed and use not just weed or cannabis, also CBDs and other stuff like that, CBDs and hemp oil. And there's a lot of people, like, I got people that I'm not going to drop names, and but I got people who have full-time jobs, professionals that use the CBD oils that we sell or that I promote. If you go to vapebright.org and you want to use a vape, you can use a promo code Finishers and get yourself some Vape Right organic CBDs. Or you can come down to the school. We got a grip of Red Bowie. If you guys ever heard of Red Bowie CBDs, we got some of those in too. And the prices are good. They're a little bit under how much you can buy them online. So shout out to my boy from Red Bowie. Got to meet him at Fight to Win. So, just doing those things. That was going to be my tip that I just made up in my head right now for today is, staying home. Like Joey Diaz would always say this, sometimes staying home don't get you shit. But when you go out there and you do stuff, things happen. Like me and JM, when we first quit our jobs and we didn't have shit to do, sometimes we slept all day because I never got to sleep all day. But sometimes we would wake up and go out and do things. And every time we went out and did stuff, we always met somebody. We dropped off some flyers. We got out there and we got one time we went out and we just visited a dude who I knew who was crazy, who owned a restaurant. And he eventually, he was a nut. I'm not even going to go into it because it's embarrassing, but he did all types of stupid shit. And eventually my favorite restaurant where I took my wife for the first time, the Horns, it was called, damn it, I shouldn't have said the Horns, but I shout out to the crazy guy who owned the Horns. JM actually got a job there and was working there when we needed jobs and stuff, or when we just needed some part-time work to get us by while we were slanging moves at our spot. So yeah, anyways, just go out there and do stuff. Just go out there and put boots to the ground and walk around and see shit. I mean, that's sometimes what I do. Sometimes I don't get shit done all day is I just walk around and go into town and like walk around and look at stuff, grab a coffee at this place, get the vibe, feel what's going on. That's kind of what you got to do to see whether it's something that, somewhere that you want to do business with. Maybe you meet some people. Maybe you're just, getting out in the town. And like I said, doing some, doing like a little reconnaissance mission out there, seeing what you can find out. So I'm going to be doing that too, doing some guerrilla warfare marketing with Andrew Jones. Like if you guys don't know, Andrew is one of our perps. He's one of the guys who brought in, him and his brother Kevin Jones brought in John Thor Blank, your boy Big Thorino, brought him in and introduced him to the squad. So, John obviously, is amazing, and Andrew and Kevin are beasts. They both competed several times, both two of our purple belts. Now Andrew, I actually married him and his wife Joan. I'm not engaged in a marriage with them, but I married those two is what I'm saying. And then they also had a son named Liam, who also is chilling at the school. He's like 1 year old, but Andrew works for the school now, and he's like our manager slash, he's basically like our manager, and he's fucking killing it. Me and him talking every day, going over stuff. He signed up. Like we're average about, so if you schools out there don't have a manager, like me and JM were just kind of winging it, and we didn't even know half the time whether people were trying to sign up and what have you. And so if you're out there, get a manager, get somebody if you got enough dough to spare, and Andrew's killing it. He's got us up like 11 or 12 more students than what we normally were hovering at. So that's really dope. And you know what that means? Ka-ching, backing up the Brinks truck, as Chris Delia would say. So we're just trying to get bags. And also, the more money we make, the more things we can do. The better the tournament becomes, the more upgrades on equipment for the podcast, the cooler places me and JM get to live, because I'm actually moving to the townhouse now. It's like literally right across the street from where we live. So I'm going to try to move there for a year and then eventually buy some, a house with some land so I can raise some alpacas and some emus and get some chickens and get some big dogs and stuff to go with my 2 baby dogs that I have now. So those are goals, people. That's what I'm working for. That's why we're out here. And also, like I said, so we can do more stuff and get more people out of the Matrix. Gabe's got the lease for Miami, so that should be going down. Breaking news, Miami should be going down. He might be leaving at the end of this month. That frees up some cash that we were paying him to pay some of the other guys. So it looks like we'll be bringing Renee and Quinn on board. And, maybe even a couple of the guys, and we just do it because I want more opportunities. Me and some of the other guys, me and JM and Thor are actually looking at another spot for Finishers 2. Not going to drop where it's at, but let's just say it rhymes with Schmalentown. So we're looking at all areas. But that's just one spot that we found. So, we're just out here trying to do things, making moves, and no disrespect to anybody, but just keep putting respect on our name, and the more we do, more respect we get, the more opportunities we can give to other people and get everybody out of the Matrix. And then all of a sudden, next, we you blink and, we got the whole organization is what we're, the Finishers Enterprises is a division of Finishers Worldwide. And that's what we've been working for a while. And, man, I'm just really, I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I'm out here and I'm just having fun with it. And, yeah, I just want to keep doing it and keep going. What else is going on? Check out our gear spot, shopfinishers.com. We got a bunch of new stuff up there. If you ordered a Grace t-shirt, they're being printed this week. Shout out to Bryce, Sharkface Apparel. He's working on those for us. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get those in like a week or two, and then those will be getting shipped out. If you order stuff from Cruise Combat, it takes like a month and a half, 2 months to get in, but those are going out. A bunch of stuff going out today. I talked about the Finishers tournament. Talked about JM doing combat jiu-jitsu. Talked about rap and hip hop and some of the older mixtapes. Talked about if you guys, speaking of just more deals and shit we got going on, if you go to Fuji, if you buy anything from Fuji, use the promo code Finishers, save yourself 10%. Right? You can save yourself 10% on pretty much all places if you go and just use the promo code Finishers. What else? Shout out to the Grappling Rewind for talking about my match on their podcast. That's really dope. Shout out to my lawyer, Nick Massington, for getting my affairs in order. And shout out to, I don't know. I think that's it. I'm going over my notes here. I can't read half of them. But also, yeah, so some of the schools will be opening up. We're obviously going to be putting in Fuji mats. So if any of you guys are looking for mats, hit me up about that. Shout out to your boy. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling and talking shit. But it's 35 minutes in. I got to go. My stomach is growling. I got to eat something. I got to walk the dogs. And I got to go mail some shit. And I got to do some more stuff for the Finisher stuff. Then I got to teach kids class tonight. Then I got to roll. Then I got to maybe go out to dinner. I'm not sure. All right. But we're going to do all those things. And we're going to keep it going. If you guys or anyone out there is interested in sponsoring this podcast, you can always hit me up and do that. And you can also slide into the DMs on anything. Finishers TV is working smoothly. So the operation's going smooth, and we're out here slanging. So shout out to everybody. Enough shout outs. Love you guys. Let me look up something real quick here. I want to end with something here. I got to end with, see, if I look up Birdman, all the stuff comes up is Birdman. Freaking, this is probably Birdman's best song right here at this place.
Do you guys want to discover?
God damn it! I'm so sick of freaking commercials or whatever they're called, but they have to be there, and it's just, you look at them, it's like no one watches it. Like, if you're that much of a freaking idiot and you watch some random dude standing at a dealership talking about how he drives a friggin', I'm watching it now. Damn it, I'm skipping it. Oh shit. Yeah, boy. Put some respect on my name. YCMB. Birdman, a.k.a. Stunner Man, a.k.a. Fire, Flame, Spitter. Maybe I should get a tattoo on my head like Birdman. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Tattoo on my head like Birdman? Face tats? Big rollies, getting his head shaved. Yeah. Oh shit. That's probably Birdman's best song. $1 million for business. $100 million. Flame spitter. Fire flame spitter. Finishers Enterprises. Bitch, we the business. What's up, guys? Zach here from the Finishers Podcast and from this podcast, Zach's Corner Podcast. And this podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, The Grappler's Guide 3.0. Just go to thegrapplersguide.com, check it out. Actually, instead of going to thegrapplersguide.com, you can go to me on Instagram at Zach Maslany. Click the link in my bio. Under there, there'll be a spot that says Grappler's Guide. If you click that link and go to the Grappler's Guide, you can get 30% off. Use the promo code finishers too. You can get 30% off a lifetime membership, and I know there's some other deals with that too. So check out the Grappler's Guide. It's probably the largest grappling website that there is. Jason Scully, shout out to him. We filmed a bunch of videos on there. So if you're looking for the 10 Planet warm-ups, they're on there. If you're looking for, if you're like, dude, my open guard sucks ass, I need to figure some shit out, they're going to give you some ideas right there. Back attacks program, turtle and crucifix program, truck program, arm lock series. If you do gi for some odd reason, they got shit on there. If you're like trying to wrist lock people and piss them off, they got that on there. They also have what I really like is the outside experts. Not only do you get our stuff, but you get Riley Bodycomb, Dan Koval, Aaron Millam, Craig Jones, Wilson Hayes, Travis Stevens. You want to get your judo up? We're going to be down there. Lachlan Giles. If you want to get your guillotine up, learn from Josh Hinger. So check out the Grappler's Guide. Use the promo code finishers. Or like I said, go to Instagram, click the link in my bio, and then click where it says Grappler's Guide, use the promo code finishers, and you're good to go. Get your learn on, motherfucker!
Hey, everybody. This is Paul Maslany, Zach's little brother. I am Zach's podcast producer for Zach's Corner. I produce podcasts for multiple shows. Anyone who's interested in starting their own podcast, producing a podcast, they need a podcast producer, they need someone to help them with audio for anything. I do a little bit of video production with it. We can get audio tracks and stuff up onto YouTube. You know, there's one-time deals. We could do hourly rates. I have packages. They're all custom built depending on what you want and what you need. I can help with one episode. I can help sign on for a whole season. It's whatever you're looking for. Maybe you just want me to show you how to do the basics and help you launch your podcast. Then you can take over and do everything on your own. Any of you who want to make recording a podcast a priority, I can show you how to do it yourself, help you get started. I could help you run it and produce it. If you want a professional quality podcast, I can get it up. I can get it online. Do your show notes. I can convert it to YouTube. I can get it on multiple platforms. There's other services are available as well. Reference the show notes for my email address to contact me